Elden Ring PvP is needed. Now yes, not everyone may agree with this, but this is how the other games have stayed alive for so long. And as a person who likes these games a lot, I figured that I would help to share some information and hopefully keep this game afloat for a lot longer because it truly deserves it. So as you guys know, Elden Ring has been out for around 3 months now, and it's a little bit alarming that the player count is dropping a lot faster than the previous games. Not even gonna lie, I was pretty much done with this video, but they released patch 1.05 recently, and there's a lot to talk about that changed pretty much my whole argument, because I was actually praising their recent patches, but now I really gotta get into them. This patch was pretty bad in terms of replayability for the community at large. Not only did it fix pretty much nothing of the major core issues in the game, like infinite health with switching between the 2 glintstone crowns, bleed aura, a lot of move swap glitches, tumble buffing. It fixed nothing, and they just made mages worse by taking out chain casting. Now I'm not here to argue whether it should or shouldn't be in the game, but what I will draw reference to is Smash Melee and how they accidentally had wave dashing in the game, which was you could count it as an exploit, but what that did was it opened up the game and increased its depth substantially. I felt like chain casting did the same for mages and the game in particular, because mages wouldn't have to just rely and stand on the back and spam. They could actually do cool spell combos that made certain spells viable. But that's not the main point here. The main point is that it seems like FromSoft just doesn't understand what the game needs to stay alive and keep itself afloat long enough until the DLC comes. And I understand that a lot of people have the feeling that this patch was more of a stability patch, so that when they introduce the DLC, they want as little glitches as possible. I understand that. At the same time, I feel like what the game needed in the current moment, it needed balance patches, changes to certain Ashes of Wars and certain weapons so that people would actually be inclined to play again and not have to face the same stuff online, because online is what's really keeping this game alive. Whether you would like to believe it or not, online is what has kept these games alive for many years after the initial launch, because you just can't keep doing PvE and keep having new experiences. Eventually you'll just be running into the same old thing, which is going to get you bored. Online is the only consistent way where you can get different interactions each time, specifically through invading. Now I'm not also here to take sides on the whole invader versus co-op debate, but what I am going to say is that I feel like the patch 1.05 could have been a lot more substantial and helpful for the game if they actually addressed the core issues that the game is facing right now. Some examples are Bloodhound Step just being completely overpowered and just trivializing the whole game, not even for online, just PvE in general. You don't really have to learn how to dodge or time or space well if you just have Bloodhound Step. A lot of the damage just being very overtuned. Fights don't even last that long anymore. It's usually 1 to 2 hits before a person just dies. And to fix this issue, it does seem kind of like a very broad issue across a lot of different weapons. And while I don't have a specific answer, what I can say is to at least look into the very strong Ashes of Wars on certain weapons, and you can kind of start from there, use that as a reference point. And finally, to improve the invading system. There is a mod for Dark Souls 3, I forget the name at the moment, but it has an item called Wex Dust. What that item does is it has you invade every area that you've been to until you find an invasion, and it will randomly put you there. Not only does it shorten the invasion time by a lot, but it also just increases the chance for you to invade someone. I can't tell you how many dead areas this game has just because of the fact that this game is so large. I feel like if they had a similar item that they might introduce, or at least improve the invasion system drastically, because I genuinely can find barely anyone to invade. I have 3 characters, and it seems that level 50 is the best place to invade, and even then it still faces these problems more often than not. So yeah, that's my whole take on the newest update. I just wanted to have a small discussion. This is just to be a fun discussion, not meant to really take sides or throw hate at any one party. But you guys can discuss in the comments as well on how you felt about the new patch, what do you feel like the game needs to stay alive, and how you would want Elden Ring to be formed so that not only you can enjoy it, but everyone else can have fun playing too. See you guys later. Take care. Thank you for watching the video. Love and light.